All right, class. Today we did not go over number 7 in class, but I thought it would be useful to send out a little video in case you were struggling with using your graphing calculator to find these items on the graph. So I have plugged in, starting with y equal, plugged in the function. My window starts always at negative 10 to 10 for both the x and the y. And when I graph it, if I need to adjust that, I will. But it looks pretty good right there. So the very first question is find the zero. So I'm going to do second calculate and then go down to 0, press enter. And then it looks like I have 3 zeros there, 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to find the one on the left first. So it's asking me for the left bound. So I only use the left and right buttons. I'm going to scooch until I'm on the left side of that 0. I know that I'm there because do you see how my y is negative? I know it has to be underneath. And then I'll press enter. And then now it says right bound, and I'm going to scooch over there. See, I'm on the right side of the 0 because as the curve is going this way, the right side would be a positive y. So I'm going to press enter. And when your calculator says guess, you just press enter one more time. And then we get the first 0. Now we need to be able to round that off to 3 decimal places. So negative 0.5715 would round to negative 0.572. So that's the first answer there. You repeat for the other zeros. You just have to go back, second calculate, 0, enter, scooch over to the next 0, which now my left bound, since the curve now is coming down at the angle like this, the left bound is above, so I can press enter there, and the right bound would be below the x-axis. See how it says negative? So I know that I'm on the other side. Enter, enter, and we get that 0.584, 0.584, and then you repeat for the third 0, you should get 1.179. Those are the zeros. Now let's take a look at the relative max. So relative means this function has no max. It's going up and up and up forever. But this little hump right here, that's the relative maximum. So we start the same way. Second trace, I'm going to go down to maximum, enter, and then it wants me to go to the left side of the maximum. Again, only use the right and the left. Don't go down and up or you'll hop off your curve. There it looks close to the max, so I'm going to go just on the other side. And, you know, you could use this, you could use that. It doesn't matter. You just want to make sure you're on the left side of that max. Press enter. Go on the right side of the hill. Press enter. When it says guess, press enter again. And we get a maximum. Now, do you see how this says e to the negative 7? That means that this x value is actually move that decimal point 7 times. So that's basically 0. 0.000007 is 0. This is as close as your calculator can get doing the iteration process. And we get a y of 1. So our relative max occurs when x is 0 and y is 1. We can see that algebraically. If x is 0, y is going to equal 1. Now for the minimum, start the same way. Second calculate. We want to go down to minimum, enter the left bound. Let's get just a little bit closer to that minimum, which is right here. Enter, and then the right bound, scooch till we get underneath that hump. Enter, and then enter one more time. So we have an x value of 0.9696. If we round that off to 3 decimal places, that's 6. Pushes that up to a 10, which pushes that up to a 7, and we actually get 0.970 is the rounded off, and then we get a y of negative 1.015. Again, that 7 is going to push that 4 up to a 5. Okay, so now increasing and decreasing, these are x values. So our function from negative infinity until I hit this max is increasing. Well, where do I hit the max? I hit the max when x is 0. So my interval of increasing is from negative infinity to 0. Both of those are open. We're using the interval notation. And then from x equals 0 to whatever this x value is right here, it's decreasing. So from 0 to 0.970, the function is decreasing. This is the part of the x-axis where our function is decreasing. And then it takes off again and it increases. So from 0.970 to positive infinity, our function is increasing. So these are the correct answers for number 7. Please practice it on your own if you missed any points on that, and make sure that you know the techniques of how to do this. Okay, thank you.